Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Orthodox Banter with Boyan. I'm the Boyan in question and today's topic is obsession with power. Let us be honest, a lot of us humans are obsessed with power. This can be something as little as I want things to be in control, which is a lot of us are, and a lot of our issues with faith come from the fact that we simply have to relinquish that control, and we have to relinquish that control to a being that we have to believe exists and is benevolent to us. However, this is the universal. However, a lot of us are obsessed with power in all the different ways. Like, we want to spread our ideology, our faith, and so on through force. And while it may bring to you an image of, you know, these armored soldiers pushing people with swords into a river to get baptized, that's not necessarily what I mean. Let me put it this way. We have all of these very horrible ideologies that are very damaging, they're clearly evil. What most of us think that we should do with these ideologies, we're hoping for this man to come who will resolve all of this. This will be Trump. This will be the prophesied Russian emperor. This will be this or that, and so on. We are all expecting this man, this person to come and fix everything. Sadly, that man did come like 2000 years ago. He did not fix everything. Why? Because when people tried to crown him a king, he kept fleeing from it. And it's very, like, when you read the gospel, it is very easy to see why. When you impose your ideology or forbid something, you do not heal the heart. You only you create the appearance of that everything's dandy, and the Lord does not need Potemkin's villages. He does not need facades. He does not need whitewashed tombs. And we are all so very good at whitewashing our tombs. For example, I look like this friendly, good, not extremist guy. Well, on Twitter, you can get like a glimpse of my bad side, and my guardian angel and God have all the glimpses on all of my diverse aspects. And if I were God, and thank God I'm not God, I would not have created me. What I'm trying to say is, ultimately, the fight is in our heart, and that is why the Lord is not sending the man to fix everything, because our Lord gave us power to trample over scorpions. And what you may think that this is only something given to priests and bishops, to read like formal exorcisms. No, all of us are these exorcists. Yeah, we might not go through the streets, making the signs of the cross and everything, though we might. And I want to thank my friend Jillian for opening my eyes to this. Our mere existence as Christians is essentially exorcistic. We are here to bring the gospel of Christ, the good news, to the nations. And we do not need the man, that one man above to help us in that. We've converted the entire Roman Empire without the man. Okay, yeah, it's nice having the emperor, and yeah, in the end, St. Theodosius did forbid pagan worship, but he only did it when it was really out of the vogue, The Lord wants our hearts, and He wants us to convert people by touching their hearts. If the Lord really wanted us to convert through sheer force through the man, He would have, brought around such circumstances. And as, a lot of Orthodox are like monarchists, and yes, I can understand the arguments, but we need to be aware that there is not a single Orthodox monarch currently in the world, and if Orthodox monarchy was really so important, the Lord would see it fit that it exists, but it literally does not exist anywhere at the moment. And for like 4 centuries of Christianity, it did not exist at all. So I really think we need to put less hope in the princes of men, in whom there is no salvation, even if they're like, I think that Saint Nicholas II is a great example. He was really pious. He was a really good man, but he was not cut for the job. He was, well, a crappy emperor. I'm sorry to say it. He was a great person, but as an emperor, sorry. And I find him relatable because I would have made very similar mistakes, as he made. But it's easy for me to be Captain Hindsight, like when I'm like, oh yeah, from a historic perspective, some of his actions look really bad, And again, it's easy, and that is precisely why I would make those mistakes all over again. Our obsession with power, and in general in the world. So this is not, by the way, don't mean that this is only Christians. This is like everybody. Is what will make the Antichrist reign in the end, because he will be the man who will fix everything, and everybody will be like, see, he's the man, not this Christ fellow, look how he fixed everything, unlike this Jesus of Nazareth. Well, because what Christ does is heal human hearts, and human hearts are sort of difficult to perceive. We had this beautiful sermon yesterday in the church, and the priest said, you have so many wonderful gemstones here in your church, so many hidden blessings, but only if you know how to seek them out. And he pointed out to this specific person in the church, for example, you tutored me and the 3 of my siblings out free of charge because we were struggling, and you did not know that you mentored a future priest. And by the way, that priest is an excellent priest. I dislike to be so crass about it, but yes, priest's piety does factor in the liturgy, and the yesterday's liturgy, the air was burning. The air was burning. So yeah, because it's what God says to Saint Elijah. The Lord wasn't in the storm, he wasn't in the fire, he wasn't in the earthquake, but in the gentle breeze. But a lot of us are low-key dissatisfied with such God. We want God, to part the sea, to drown everyone. We want him to bring 3 days of darkness and so on. And notice, even in the Bible, such miracles are extremely rare. Even if you count all of the miracles God performs, they're still very rare. Such, majestic, great miracles. God fixes our hearts, and our worship of power can very easily turn into a worship of the Antichrist. And let us not be fooled. It is very probable that the Antichrist will pay lip service to the Christ. But he's a deceiver. That's what he does best, So let us just be aware that this is a real temptation that we can fall in. And also, let us not doubt God's power, that he can touch people's hearts. I always, one of my favorite Bible verses ever is that essentially prayer is such a powerful weapon that it can tear down strongholds. Those evil, dark spires of human heart, Lord can pierce them through. So even when you're like kind to somebody, when you're nice, those things, small as they can be, that they won't be recorded in any history ever, they can shift that course of that history, So yeah, never doubt those little sparks, little flames, little gemstones, because ultimately they what keep moving around. Yes, having a pious king, emperor, president, prime minister is all great and dandy, but that is not primarily how God operates. God operates even through like pagan kings, and he directly says to Prophet Amos. So there you have it. I hope I gave you some food for thought, and I hope to see you guys in one of the next videos. Bye.